Guess what showed up today? Finally. So now we can do all the stuff we've been wanting to do. First thing I thought, we need to get the neck ironed out. We need to figure neck versus pocket. We need to get that finished and finalized so we can get the neck at the right depth and have that all done. At absolute rock bottom, as low as it can possibly go, saddle height to the bottom of that base. From the top of a fret at its lowest point in the arc, radius, leaves maybe just a little more than a 1/16 of the neck sticking out. That's what we need. That's what we need to know. That is how much neck needs to poke out above the top of the body. Now, I'm going to have to look at how much that is and decide. I kind of thought we'd take some of it out on the pocket and some on the bottom of the neck. Probably more on the bottom of the neck. I don't want to go too much deeper in the pocket, but we can go a little. It's not that big a deal. It can be done. So I guess what we need to look at now is how to get that down to that. I gotta think for a minute. Okay, probably not the most ingenious way to go at this, and I'm kind of doing it by eyeball, but I'm just setting this to where the base is about at the depth I think the neck needs to sink to. So the difference that we actually have measured here is how much needs to come off. About 1/8 of an inch needs to come off of one or both. And to be honest with you, I think I feel safe taking that out of the pocket. It really wouldn't be that much in the grand scheme of things. And ultimately, I don't think it matters too much. It's one of those lovely situations where the limitations of your tool dictates what you're doing. We want to come down through most of that. The bit that I currently have, it'll get close. But if I go a little bit deeper, then the nut starts exposing itself, and that's when we'll start burning a groove into our top and get an effect that we decidedly were not after. However, this gets damn close, so I think we're going to go with this and then maybe shave a tiny bit off the back of the neck, but we can do this and then test fit and see how it goes. Now, with the wider base on, it could be a little rocky, so you got to be careful how we careful how I enter, and this side over here is a little scary to get into. Alright, slow and steady. Would have been hard for that to go any better, I think. Did miss a tiny little sliver of shit over here, which I'm gonna chisel. I'm happy how that went. maybe we want to go slightly deeper, but I don't know, maybe not. Yeah, a little bit deeper. I would like for the saddles at rock bottom to be, you know, at like fret height, which means a little bit deeper, just a little bit. Okay, it's not my brightest idea. I will freely admit that right now. But I'm not sure I trust me with a hand plane to keep that. I think it will be easier to keep it flat. On that. We only need a little bit. It'll be okay. Trust me. Would probably be a good time to mark it, so we got a line to shoot for. I think we're just about there. I used Hipshot's website to decide which bridge I needed. With a 25.5 and a 24 3/4, with the 9th being our perpendicular fret. They suggested the 11 degree bridge. We actually need somewhere around 6 degrees, so the saddles are not going to wind up as offset looking in the bridge as they normally do. But in placing the bridge correctly, it adds a little complication. I was looking at where saddles on both ends would be ahead of the line, the theoretical. And I marked a point where the back of the bridge, I think, should be pretty close on the center line. And then off of that, I could mark where 11 degrees is and get a line that is pretty damn close to 11 degrees, even if it's not perfect. So I got this line to give me some idea of how the bridge should line up, at least on the back. And then adjust this way until I feel like we are centered. And I'm also looking at where the E saddles are going to wind up. And from that, I believe I can mark my screw holes. Now, I don't know that I trust this right away. I may, most likely, I'm going to come back at another time and double check everything. But see, there's some play in here. There's not really there. But our two center ones look like they're pretty well centered, and I've got it to where the line is between those two. So I think that's probably a pretty good guess of where we need to be. Now this, as it is placed, that puts the front of the low E saddle just a little ahead of the 25.5 mark, which means it'll have to come back some. That puts the high E quite a bit in front of the line, so it'll have to go back quite a bit. So I probably should slide everything back a little bit. 11 degrees changes where we're going to put that guy. So, with that in mind, I think that's more what we're going to look like. Now on the plus side, these are just screw holes, so if we bone it totally, we can always fill them and drill them again. Rather than not contemplate that possibility, let's just get it right. Almost. And there's our channel. Nice. Now we'll need to drill straight through for these two. But first, now, as long as we're here, I'm just second guessing shit before we pull the trigger. I think we're good. That's quite a bit to drop, though. Let's see. Weird tab 3/4. And I want to be close to the bottom of that. Close to the bottom of that. Say, like right there-ish. Yeah. I think that's what I want. I don't know that we could have done better if we tried. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Alright, we should be good. Okay. Since we got the pups done, the only thing we got left is, well, big scary structural shit. It's placing the bridge and drilling the jack. Now, with the neck in place, I have measured and measured and remeasured and measured and measured and remeasured and measured. I put strings on the bridge so I could check the string placement, and I've checked and checked and checked and checked until we're at a point where we just need to do it. This should be slightly forward of where it wants to eventually be. Screws are placed perfect. That couldn't have been done much better. We'll deal with those another time. Thanks for joining me. If you like what we're doing, if you're digging it, like and subscribe. Catch you next time.